Odyssey animated. Peter Freuchen was born in Denmark in 1886, and even as a baby, in his eyes, we could see it, the spark of a true adventurer. At his early age, while other children chase games through cobblestone streets, Peter stands by the harbor, staring toward the horizon. Even then, there is a voice inside him that whispers, "Go north." At 18, Peter keeps his family's wish. He enrolls in medicine at the University of Copenhagen. In the classroom, as students bend over anatomy books, he feels like the world is shrinking. He can feel that something is calling for him out there. He begins spending his nights at the docks, talking to sailors, reading expedition journals until dawn. He reads about explorers who vanished on the Greenland coast. One gray evening, he closes his textbooks for the last time, sells his coat, and signs on to an expedition ship heading north. He tells no one he's leaving. He is 20 when the Denmark sets sail from Copenhagen, a Danish expedition led by Inuit. Their mission, to map Greenland's last unknown coast and to prove once and for all if the Peary Channel splits the island in two. Arctic storms tear at the masts, frostbite blackens fingers. Men's diaries revealed the truth: Greenland was whole, not divided. When Ludwig and two companions vanished, Peter joined the search to find the lost men. Months later, he returns alone to base camp, half-starved, carrying the diaries that revealed truth to the world. 2 years later, Peter returns to Greenland and builds a wooden outpost, Thule Trading Station. What begins as a trading post becomes a bridge between two cultures. He learns from the Inuit how to survive the Arctic, to hunt and respect what the land gives and what it takes. Among them, he meets Navarana Mekupaluk, a proud and fearless Inuit woman. They marry in the Inuit tradition, raise two children, Mekusak and Pipaluk, and build a life of rare harmony. But in 1921, tragedy comes with influenza that sweeps through Greenland's coast. Navarana's fever burns through her in days. Peter sits helpless beside her. When she dies, the church denies her burial in Christian ground. So he digs the grave himself and lowers her into the frozen earth with his bare hands. To clear his mind with his wife passing, he went on a ride up north. Then, out of the white, a polar bear appeared, enormous, silent, staring straight at him. The bear charged, the air filled with noise and snow and blood. It was over in seconds, but it felt like forever. In that moment, he wasn't a visitor to the Arctic anymore. He was part of it. In 1926, while he was on a dog sled expedition, avalanche hit without the warning. With no tools, he clawed at the ice using the only thing he had, a chisel carved from frozen feces. He dug himself free, dragging what was left of his body back to camp. Eventually, he lost the entire leg to the cold, but he carved a wooden one and resumed his journey. Some years later, he came home to Denmark, where his people greeted him with admiration. Then, war. 1940. Nazi Germany is invading. Denmark. Now, in his 50s, Peter joins the Danish resistance. Words become his weapon. He writes, hides fugitives, and denounces fascism in every newspaper that dares print him. Few days later, Gestapo arrests him, sentencing him to death. But captivity has never suited him. One night, he escapes jail through snow and forest into Sweden. After the war, peace feels strange, so he channels his silence into words. Between 1947 and 1957, he writes more than 30 books about his Arctic journeys. The world rediscovers him again as he is invited to appear in major Hollywood documentaries about his expeditions. In 1956, at 70, he stands on an American game show, the $64,000 question. Answering every question about the 7 seas, he wins the biggest prize. Viewers fall in love with the towering Dane, with the wooden leg and thunderous laugh. In 1957, while visiting Alaska to film a documentary, he went on his final expedition. Peter's heart finally fails as he leans against his sledge, watching his breath vanish into cold air. Gentle calmness passes through his body as he falls softly into deep white snow.